Disney Festival of Fantasy Parade is truly a celebration of Fantasyland. It features all of the classic Disney stories and characters from Peter Pan to Sleeping Beauty to Tangled and Brave, to name a few. It features 7 unique units, 9 fantastic, spectacular floats, brand new costumes, a new soundtrack and theme song, some of the most amazing performers that I've ever worked with. They're just going to rock the parade route in the Magic Kingdom. That said, I think it's time to begin the fashion show. You ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. Our opening unit for Disney Festival of Fantasy Parade begins with the Princess Garden unit. This gorgeous opening unit is truly a celebration of Disney royalty. What you're seeing here is our opening Swan Court couples.
Brandy, a little fun fact about these costumes. There are no real feathers on our Swan Court costumes. All are handmade with sheer fabric. The female silhouette has a swan hugging her bodice, floating on water.
These are 2 of our swing thugs that are part of this amazing float. This float is really a representation, a longship that resembles the Snuggly Duckling Tavern from the film. Rapunzel will be featured at the front of the float. She'll be joined by Flynn. And these are 2 of our swing thugs that I would not want to meet in the back alley. They are also joined dancing on the street in front of the float by our gorgeous floral maiden dancers. You're seeing one of our 4 that will be out there on the street. But just the movement and playfulness of these skirts, it really does feel like a mini maypole out there.
Yes, that's Marina's inspiration for the dress, was a maypole.
From Tangled, we transition into and actually traverse under the water, all things under the sea, with Ariel and many of her sea creature friends.
Brandy, the lionfish costume is created with all custom printed fabrics. All these vibrant colors that you see were designed by Marina and printed by our creative costuming team.
Another one of our wonderful sea creatures as part of the mermaid unit is Seashell Girl. But again, I just love the playfulness and just the wonderful energy that's part of this costume.
Her conch shell headpiece was actually grown in a 3D printer, done by our materials engineers here at Walt Disney World.
Sorry, I just have to say this. Lady Gaga has nothing on this conch shell headpiece, right?
Agreed.
It's gorgeous. I love it. I mean, these are one-of-a-kind designs that have never been seen before in a Disney park. And that said, here is another one. Our seahorse male performer who is rocking it out in this really fun, just the kinetic energy on this costume is so much fun.
It was a fun challenge. As you can see, they rotate 360 degrees.
The Jolly Roger ship high atop the giant rainbow will feature Peter Pan and Wendy. It actually rocks forward and back. On the anchor will be Captain Hook. On the front of the float, in front of Skull Rock, will be our Lost Boys that you see right here.
The boys have patches. Just looks like they threw their looks together in Neverland.
It also kind of ties into all things Newsies, which just has a really fun, roustabout energy.
These costumes are inspired by the Green Hills of Scotland. There are actually 4 different clans of plaid that are represented. So each of our 4 couples will have a different custom print plaid, different colors on their costumes.
Just beautiful costumes, and again, just the wonderful playfulness and movement of the choreography mixed with these gorgeous costumes that just flow and have such a playful energy out there on the street. We are going to now transition into all things Sleeping Beauty unit. One of my favorite floats in the entire Disney Festival of Fantasy Parade. It really is a marvel that this giant Maleficent dragon that is designed in steampunk style. And what you're seeing here is one of our Thornstilt walkers.
He's pretty menacing, if I do say so myself. However, the costume is not. All the thorn bramble that you see is foam, covered in fabric.
We're giving you a sneak peek of one of our Raven dancers.
And much like the seashell conch headpiece, his beak was also grown in a 3D printer, also developed here at Walt Disney World. 12-foot
Just
wingspan.
Amazing. I love it. So again, Prince Philip is fighting the good fight against these cronies, if you will. One of our dancers here is our Bubbles girl.
Randy, the bubble bow is about 3 feet by 5 feet. 22 rainbow bubbles are in there, but it still weighs less than 5 pounds.
It just captures the storybook circus element, Fantasia. She's also joined by Cha-Cha Bingo Girl, as we refer to her. She is also part of our finale unit. The characters that are part of this finale unit, our guests are going to be in for a paparazzi just frenzy, trying to capture all of the wonderful characters that are out there on the street. When you put all 4 girls out there on the street, in addition to the rest of the Disney characters and the float themselves, it's just going to be a wonderful punctuation mark. Please put our hands together for some of the cast of Disney Festival of Fantasy Parade.